I was feeling great. I had a no fap streak of 15 days or so. I hadn't eaten junk food in a while. I had just finished a hard workout. And I go sit back, go on my phone, and just scroll for a while. And then I see a naughty picture. And I start to get a little excited. I shift in my seat a bit. And then I see another one. And another one. And now, I'm just death scrolling, looking for those bad pictures. And next thing you know, I reset my nofap streak. I feel down. I feel guilty. I'm sitting there like, why did I do that? And then I eat a bunch of junk food to drown out my feelings of guilt. First, it's the ice cream. Then it's the Pop Tarts. Then it's the little cookie dough bites and stuff like that. I try and drown out my feelings of guilt, but they just make me feel even more guilty every time I take another bite. I wake up the next morning, I'm groggy, I'm tired, I'm depressed. I don't want to show myself to the world anymore. I just don't know what to do with my life anymore. I've been making months of progress, and now I feel like I'm back to square one. All right, now let's get this out of the way right at the beginning. You're going to fall off. You're never going to be perfect on self improvement, and if you can tell from the intro, this video is going to be about how you are going to get off self improvement, and you're going to have days and maybe even weeks where you're in a rut, you're not doing self improvement well. And maybe it might be a bad day, maybe you'll go on vacation, but we have to remember self improvement is for life. It's for your entire life. We're not doing this until we reach 18. We're not doing this for this year only. We're doing it until we die because we want to improve our lives, we want to extend our years of youth until the day we die, you know? And just like life, we'll have ups and downs because nobody's self improvement path looks like this, where you're going straight up. It'll look more like this, where you're constantly going up and down, but that projection or that trajectory is always going to be going up. Now, just like in life, we have ups and downs. Like in life, you're sick. You have the flu, you're coughing, you feel terrible, you're sleeping in bed all day. But just like when you're sick, I had the flu before. I haven't had COVID before, which I haven't had COVID before. But I've had the flu before, but I don't still have the flu. I recovered from the flu. And just like I was able to recover from when I was sick, you'll be able to recover from doing a bad habit and maybe losing your discipline one day, because we can't expect to be perfect all the time because we're human. We will make mistakes and we will have to bounce back from mistakes in all parts of our lives, whether it's self-improvement, maybe it's soccer, maybe you hurt yourself while climbing a tree. We're always going to have to bounce back from mistakes, because if we don't, we're going to die. Now, how do we bounce back on self-improvement though? Well, first, you cannot get in your head, because there's a problem with a lot of guys on self improvement, that we will let these setbacks, like eating junk food, get in our head, and then they affect us even more, and they start to snowball into something that is actually really bad. Like, for me, I have a huge, huge sweet tooth, and if I eat junk food, I'm going to end up binge eating a lot because I really cannot just stop for some reason, because my sweet tooth is way too big and I've already gotten in my head that I will end up binge eating. But in the past few weeks, I've seen how you know I've actually controlled myself fairly well. Like, I was watching a movie with my family and we had bought this half cake, and I ate the one cake slice, and then I was done for the day, which was really great for me because I have trouble with that. So as long as you keep it out of your head, like if you miss a workout, that doesn't mean you have to go and eat junk food because I've already done a bad thing today. It's fine. You missed a workout. Do it tomorrow. It's not a big deal. Because if we get it into our head, it's going to be so much harder to, you know, because let's say this is the wall and we were right here. If we miss the workout, we have to bounce back. So it's like this. Fine. That's pretty easy. But then we miss the workout and we eat junk food. This is a big bounce to get back from. And it'll take, well, let me show you again. You miss the workout, we bounce back. It doesn't take too much time. You miss the workout, you eat junk food. It's a huge bounce and it takes a lot more time. Maybe you fap too because you're feeling bad about the junk food. And then you got this huge bounce back. So if you get it in your head, it's harder to bounce back. So just don't. I especially see this with the no fap YouTubers and their no fap benefits timeline. Because these no fap YouTubers, they don't really care. They just want your views and they want your money. So they'll sell you this timeline and say, if you get to day 30, you can levitate. Something stupid like that. And then they'll say, if you fap after 30 days, all your progress is gone and you're back on day one. Which is just so stupid because I've talked about no fap before. And I've talked about how if you had gone a week without fapping and then you went 30 days, that is massive. That is great. That is amazing because, you increase the time between faps so much in just that short amount of time, which is so good. But they'll say you lost all your progress, which is so stupid because 30 days is so good. And you may fapping once won't affect you at all. Just like, let's imagine we had this fat guy that was starting to go to the gym. What if we told him you have to eat only meat, vegetables, and fruit every day? You have to go to the gym every day. You have to work out for an hour every day. And if you miss one day, all of your progress gets lost and you become the fat guy again. Is that how it works? No. That's such a stupid thing to think that if you miss one day of working out, then you're going to be fat again. So why do we apply that same thinking to NoFap? That if we fap once, all our progress from the past year of NoFap is just gone. That's just so stupid. We have to think of it as, like a line. Like I have a thing up here where I draw a line every day to see whether I made like a lot of progress, a little bit of progress, pretty much even, or little, or I went down. And let's say you worked out. Or let's talk about no fap. So you start here, no fap. You get to 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, you fap. It goes down, sure. But this is where you started, and this is where it should be. And then you keep going up, and then maybe it goes down again. But you're still way above where you started. You don't go back to square one. So we need to get it out of your head that doing a bad habit resets all your progress. And get in your head that it might knock your progress a bit, but in the end, your line is still going up, and it's not really that big of a deal. It's all in the past, and there's nothing we can do to change what did happen, but we can change what will happen. So don't focus on the past because the past you cannot do anything about. Focus on the future and how you can improve that. Now, how do we start to bounce back? Because we've, laid the groundwork on how to make sure that it's not getting in your head and, you're all depressed about it. But, you know, how do you actually bounce back from doing something like having a really bad day or going on vacation and having a bad week? Because, I went on vacation in August and we went to Disney and Universal and it was so fun, but I had a lot of junk food. I had way too much to eat and my sugar was insane. But first, if it's like a bad day and not a vacation where you can understand, because if you went on vacation, I'm not going to expect you to eat healthy and work out. Although if you have the time and your hotel has a gym or something, I would recommend working out. I'm not going to expect you to do so. But if you had like a bad day where you fat, you didn't work out, and you ate junk food, just start by journaling. So just grab your journal. Like I've got this little purple one that I've been using to for gratitude journaling and occasionally to write things down, and open it up, write down what you did wrong. Or even better, have a piece of paper on your wall actually. Write down what you did wrong and then stick it somewhere where you can see it, and make sure you don't forget it, because writing it down will make you feel better, because you can see, I made the mistake. I get what I did to make the mistake, and I'll be able to know that I won't be able, and I'll be able to know not to make the same mistake again. Like for example, me when I fapped, I put myself in a dark, closed room with my phone and unrestricted access to the internet. And then we're gonna write how you're going to change it. So, um, I'm gonna keep my phone out of my room. Now, something as simple as that is fine, because it is not terribly hard for me to, you know, realize, oh shoot, I have my phone in here. Get up, walk to my door, open the door, throw my phone out the room, and that's it. You know what I'm saying? It is very easy for me to do something like that. And make sure every time your goals are very, manageable. It can't be something like I'm gonna chop my pee pee off, because that's just stupid. Um, but journaling will also make you feel better, because you'll see it and you'll think, yeah, I made this mistake, but I've written it down. I understand what I did. I wrote something to change it, and now I can change it for the future, which is good. And then just post it somewhere. Like, you know, I've talked a lot about my bed wall right here. Just put it up on this wall and and you can see it all the time. So, you see it and you're like, oh shoot, I've got my phone in my room. Throw it out the room. That's easy. Then all you have to do is change it for the future. And it won't be as easy as saying, you will change, but life shouldn't be easy, because as men, our lives need to be hard, they need to be grueling, they need to be painful. Otherwise, we won't build that character that will help us in the future. Because if we don't have these setbacks and our life is always going to be perfect, then why are we doing this? The entire point of this journey is to get us uncomfortable, to get us in hard situations that we can overcome. So then when we get in hard situations when we're older, we can do the same thing. Now, these setbacks are actually a good thing, because first, they prevent you from making the same mistake, which is good. But second, these setbacks are the time of most growth, because when you set back, but then you recover from it, that is when you show yourself, this wasn't just a fluke. I'm not just a fluke. I know what I'm doing. I know I can do this, and I will freaking do this no matter what. Which is a really great thing to show yourself, and is a great thing to show the world, because that trait of almost that stubborn attitude of, yeah, no, I'm doing this, is what men need in this world to, you know, really push themselves forward. Like I've been recording videos for a month now, and I'm not supposed to be recording videos. But I've been recording videos for a month. I just hit my first 10 views on a video, which is a big goal for me, but it doesn't seem like a lot. But It's because I've seen that, some of my videos don't even have any views yet. And I can see that and think, they don't. But I'm still going to do this. I don't care because one day I'm going to have this entire platform. I'm going to be the biggest YouTuber on this platform. Well, maybe not the biggest, but I'm going to be the biggest self improvement YouTuber on this platform from this bed. And I don't care what happens. It could take me a decade to do this, but I'm still going to. And that's how setbacks will really actually help you become great men of character that can push themselves forward no matter what. But also, let me tell you something. You're going to fall off a lot because while you're going to have these visions of like, maybe I shouldn't keep my phone in my room, that's not going to stop you from fapping always. And, there are going to be many different ways that you're going to fall off. And each time you're going to have to fix that because you have like this. This is all the mistakes you can make. And each time you journal about it, it goes down a little bit and a little bit and a little bit and a little bit. And even here, there's still a lot of mistakes you can make. But each time you write down the mistake and you remember it, it'll just keep getting smaller. And as the years go by, there'll still be mistakes you're making. But eventually, it'll be so small that it's very hard to make mistakes. But, I talked about how vacation will fall off self improvement. With vacation, you can journal if you want, but I would recommend with vacations, just maybe say, I'm back from vacation, I need to be better now. Something as simple as that. And then the next day, wake up and do it. Now, you got to remember though, we cannot rush into it. Like maybe you went on vacation, you missed a week of meditation. Because I won't lie, when I went to Disney, I did miss like a couple days of meditation because I forgot to do it because I was at freaking Disney. But if we do that, you can't come back from the vacation and think, I'm going to meditate for an hour because it's not going to work. You're going to end up squirming and moving around a lot, and then you're going to wake up and be like, I can't do this anymore. I'm done with meditation. Something like that. And we don't want to do that because then all our progress sets back. So even if we go on vacation and our meditation drops, we don't want to try and bring it back up immediately. Let's just do 3 minutes, then 10, then 20, and you're back at where you were. So we need to keep it slow because if we keep it slow, we can make sure that we're still making the progress and that we don't fall off again while trying to push ourselves really fast up and then end up setting ourselves even farther back. We want that slow build upwards, as always, because doing it slowly will mean that you're doing it right and that eventually it will be even better for you than trying to do it too fast. Because when you do it too fast, you won't understand what you're doing. But when you do it slowly, you will very much be able to understand what you're doing, why you're doing it, and keep that motivation in mind of I can do this and I should do this. So make sure don't try and do something too fast because you're going to fall off. Like for me, I weighed a lot of sugar when I was at Disney and I wasn't going to expect myself to, immediately be clean when I got back. I understood and I ate a few pieces of sugar every day until eventually I just kept decreasing it until I just stopped eating sugar entirely again, which is great, Well, added sugar, natural sugar I still ate, but something like that. Even if it takes you like a month to get back from where you were, that's fine as long as you get back. Because remember, how long do you want to live? I know I use this analogy a lot, but it's really good. How long do you want to live? Do you want to live to 80 to 100? Well, that month where you're trying to get back to where you are and your progress is slowed, that month will bring you back up to where you are and you can keep going just like you were. But that month is like 10% of like another 1% of your life. So like that's 0.1% of your life that month where you were going up. So in the end, that month is not going to be a big deal where you're not making as much progress. And once again, don't get it in your head that you're making less progress than you used to, because that will just discourage you even more from continuing and pushing forward. Now, self improvement is just like the rest of your life. You need to get this part in your head. You is just like the rest of your life. There are going to be times when you fall off, you get hurt, you get sick, something like that. But it doesn't matter that you did them, because you did them. It's in the past. There's nothing you can do to change it anymore. Because, the self improvement train, you will fall off it every once in a while. But what really matters is, catching back up to that train and hopping back on. No matter how long it takes to catch back up, we always need to, because falling off and that pain and that suffering we go through when we feel like we aren't doing enough is really good for us to build the resolve and strength we need to keep going in this journey. Now, this journey is not going to be easy, and the falling off and getting back on is not going to be easy either, which is why I always say you have to do the hard work, especially when you don't feel like it. Bye bye.